In the southwest of England lays a land filled with white sand beaches, picturesque seaside villages surrounded by crystal clear turquoise waters, fascinating coastlines occupied by castles, caves, valleys and coves, as well as fairy tale waterfalls and gardens. In this video, we explore the east side of Cornwall, letting you know all the best places there are to see, as well as providing you with all the useful tips and information that you'll need if you decide to visit this fascinating part of England. Hello everybody and welcome to this two-part video series on Cornwall. Now my family is from Cornwall, so they've given me a lot of tips and information on all of the really awesome places to visit. Also, make sure that you subscribe and click that bell button so you'll be notified of when part 2 of this video comes out, and also all of my other future videos where I'll be traveling around the world showing you some absolutely stunning places. Let's get started. Starting off our video, we bring you to the stunning seaside towns and villages of Cornwall. Filled with crystal clear waters and lush greenery, it's hard to imagine that you're not in a tropical country. The first town on our list is known to be one of the most picturesque in all of Cornwall, with some of the most beautiful views in the whole country. Set on the estuary, the town of Fowey offers a number of things to see and do, from guided walks and boat tours to exploring the many shops run by independent traders. But the highlights of this lovely seaside town have to be walking around the estuary, where you'll find many places to sit down and enjoy the magnificent views. There's also the lovely St Catherine's Castle, which is completely free and offers the best and highest viewing spots over the town, where you'll see all the boats sailing off out to sea. If you love swimming, there's also a lovely spot at Ready Money Cove, which you can see from the castle, and it's just a 5-minute walk away. The waters are perfect for swimming, and you can relax on the small beach, which has a shop if you need to buy some food and drinks. And during the summer, this town also entertains its visitors and locals with events aimed towards families. At just a 45-minute drive along the coast, we come to Polperro Fishing Village. A village filled with cute cottages clinging to the cliffside, long narrow streets decorated with flowers and streams, plenty of shops, restaurants and pubs with live music, and a stunning harbour filled with colourful boats, seagulls and turquoise waters. And being a fishing village, it's a great stop to grab some fresh seafood, which is available at all of the eateries, but just watch out for those seagulls, as they are known to grab food straight from your table. The village also has a rich history in piracy and smuggling from the 18th and 19th centuries. We now travel up to the north of Cornwall to visit the seaside town of Bude. This town is a great place for all types of seaside activities. You can enjoy the beach and its very own seawater pool, which is great for anyone who doesn't want to venture out into the ocean, or you can enjoy the sea and do some paddleboarding and surfing. For me personally, I love Bude during the sunset when it's low tide and you can see the stunning and dramatic rock formations and pools bouncing back the reflection of the sun. There's also another lovely spot 3 miles down the south of Bude at Widemouth Bay, which is less than a 10-minute drive away. The bay is very long and open and popular for families and surfers, and during low tide you can discover hundreds of rock pools. If you're a fan of surfing or bodyboarding also, the conditions here are perfect, so perfect in fact that many of the local surf schools are based right here. Now we bring you to the very castle where the legendary King Arthur himself was believed to be born and conceived. To get to this castle, you have to park in the small town of Tintagel and then take a 5 to 10 minute walk downhill until you reach the famous footbridge which connects you to the island where the remains of this legendary 13th century castle once lay. Once you're over Tintagel Bridge, there is a pathway which leads you all around the island where you get to see the ruins of the castle. Sadly, there aren't much remains of the castle left, but what does still remain is quite impressive, especially the cool medieval archway doors. Furthermore, the dramatic coastline views and the impressive bridge are still worth making the visit. On top of the island, you can also see the famous 8-foot-tall bronze statue of Gallos inspiring the legend of King Arthur, as well as a carved rock tunnel that you can explore. There's also Merlin's Cave down at the beach, which unfortunately was closed when I visited, but I've been told it's definitely worth checking out if it's open. There's also an exhibition and shop where you can learn more about the history of the castle and buy yourself some souvenirs. The walk back to the town is quite steep and difficult for some, but worry not, as there is a shuttle service which is just a few pounds, which will take you all the way back to the town. Like most tourist attractions, there are cafes to grab some food and drinks, but I personally recommend eating up at Tintagel village, where you'll have much better options, and it's also a nice little town that you have to walk through and park to get to the castle anyway. If you decide to visit the castle, you'll need to book yourself a time ticket, as it does get busy. It is an English heritage site, so if you are an English heritage member, you can gain free access to this attraction. Now we come to Cornwall's most famous waterfall. To get to the enchanting St Nectar's Glen waterfall, you have to hike through St Nectar's Glen Woodland Walk, which is a lovely experience as you get to walk among ancient ivy-clad trees and ferns alongside the River Trivelette. The location is considered to be one of the UK's most spiritual sites, filled with statues, rare specimens of plants, wood carvings, lovely decorated rock piles which have been added over the years from visitors, and of course the famous 60-foot waterfall. The waterfall itself has managed to create a hole through the original basin, allowing the water to cascade through a beautiful valley. For anyone who likes a good photo, this is definitely the right spot. If you want to come here, make sure you get here early, as it does close around 4 PM even during the long summer days. And be aware you do have to pay to visit this waterfall, but it is definitely worth it, I assure you. There's also a lovely cafe for you to relax in, and a small nature trail with peacocks and other types of beautiful birds and animals to see. Okay, so we've just finished visiting that waterfall. Now, a few things that you should know before you come here. The car park is about a 20 to 30-minute walk from the waterfall. You have to pay £3, coins only. They still don't accept card, and it's a really nice pathway along. You just follow the stream that leads all the way to the waterfall, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And also make sure that you wear some shoes, but bring some slippers, because when you get to the waterfall, if you want to get really close to it, you're going to want to take your shoes and slippers off and your socks, because you have to get in the water to get close to it. Okay, that's it. Let's go to the next place. Now the next destination takes us on a small hike through Bosny's rugged coastline, where we reach the last leg of the River Trivelette's journey after sculpting its way through the breathtaking wilderness at St Nectan's Glen and all the way to the rocky valley where the river pours out into the ocean. The rocky valley is also filled with an impressive collection of wildflowers, and on rare occasions you can actually see sea otters in the river. It's a highly recommended place for anyone who likes hiking, as you can climb down into the jumble of the jagged rocks and discover waterfalls and lovely areas to relax as you take in the stunning view out to the ocean. Now, just a 10 to 20 minute walk along the coast from the rocky valley and only 1 mile from Tintagel Castle is the secluded Bosny Cove. The stunning rocks, beaches, caves and cliffside views offer spectacular scenery, attracting visitors all year round. At low tide, the cove reveals a small beach of fine golden sand to enjoy, but during high tide, the beach is completely covered by seawater. If you want to get some of the best views of the cove, I recommend following the pathway which continues over a small wooden bridge and leads you all the way to the top of the cliff, where you can find some lovely spots to relax and look across the bay, taking in all of the stunning natural beauty. Now, the great thing about this location is that you can see Bosny Cove, the Rocky Valley, St. Nectan's Glen waterfall and even Tintagel Castle all in the same day, as they are all within a 10-minute drive from each other. So if you're wanting to see as much as possible or just visiting Cornwall for the day, I would strongly recommend doing these. Okay, so we've just arrived at the Lost Gardens of Heligan, which were really actually lost and only found 30 years ago, ever since the First World War. The reason they were lost for so long is because when the First World War started, the gardeners all had to go to war, and well, the estate was just left empty. And well, here we are now. We're going to go and explore all of the things that there are to do here. We found the Lost Gardens to be much bigger than we expected. Over 200 acres split into different areas with lovely woodland walks where you can climb over trees and walk through tunnels and discover some strange and unique statues. There's plenty of gardens filled with displays of beautiful flowers for you to walk in, or you can just sit down and relax, but my favourite place of all in this attraction is the jungle area. Filled with exotic plant life, streams and ponds, as well as an awesome rope bridge, this area pretty much beats the rest of the gardens for me. For those of you travelling with children, you'll also be happy to know that there is a large playground for children, which includes a small cafe and a small farm area filled with animals. Another must-see attraction for lovers of nature is the Eden Project. This project cost over £140 million to complete and has been used in famous movies such as James Bond and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The Eden Project includes 2 giant biomes, one of which houses the world's largest indoor rainforest. Inside this rainforest biome, you'll find plenty of subtropical plants, trees and flowers, and the rainforest canopy walkway which leads you all the way to the top of the dome, where you'll find yourself on a rope bridge offering lovely views over the rainforest. There's also a lovely waterfall at the top, which creates a stream flowing all the way down to the bottom. Inside the Mediterranean biome, you'll find a paradise of brightly coloured flowers, fruits, trees and sculptures, all focusing around countries from the Mediterranean. It's also a much smaller biome with cooler temperatures. The outdoor gardens are also a lovely setting to walk in, filled with impressive and creative sculptures in the forms of plants, flowers and insects. For those of you wanting a bit more excitement, you may want to try out England's longest and fastest zip wire at 60 miles per hour, which takes you over the biomes. If you want to come here, I would advise booking your tickets online, as it does get busy, and also be aware it is quite expensive. Now, to end this video, I've included a location just a 15-minute drive outside of Cornwall. Yes, I know it's not in Cornwall, but simply because of its amazing natural beauty, I had to include it in the video. This wonderful hike leads you across some of the UK's most stunning coastline, through farmland and all the way to Spekes Mill Mouth waterfall. The hike to the waterfall from the car park takes less than an hour, but you may want to take longer and take in the breathtaking views. Okay, that's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell button so you'll be notified of when part 2 of this video comes out and all of my other future videos. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you've got any questions regarding Cornwall, let me know in the comments section below, or you can just go and visit the website where there's a lot more details and information about everything that you've seen in this video. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.